Welcome back, Sebastian here. So today's new team that launched their car was Aston Martin. So today I'm going to be doing my preview for Aston Martin's 2024 season. So of course there are two drivers, same lineup as last year, Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll. So it's really a tale of two very different drivers this past season. Of course, for Alonso, 42 years of age, this past season finished fourth in the Drivers' Championship. For Stroll, a pretty disappointing season, 25 years of age, and he finished 10th in the Drivers' Championship and arguably cost the team a place in the Constructors' Championship. So for Alonso, this is going to be his 21st season in F1, one of the longest career, actually the longest career in F1 history in terms of races, and I'm pretty sure in terms of seasons as well. Of course, this is his second year with Aston Martin, looking to looking to build on a very successful first year with the team. For Stroll, this is going to be his 8th season in the sport. Yeah, I know time flies, and his 6th season with basically the Silverstone factory team. For Alonso, for his career, 377 career races, 2,267 career points, 106 career podiums, 22 career poles, 32 career wins, and 2 career championships. Of course, many would argue he should have deserved a couple more than that. For Stroll, 143 races, 268 points, 3 podiums, and of course that 1 pole position at the 2020 Turkish Grand Prix. And of course, no wins and no championships for Stroll, although of course, as he says, Stroll 24, Stroll 25, Stroll 26. So, going into taking a look at Aston Martin and their constructors' results, for 2020, of course, won their last season as Racing Point, also their best year as Racing Point, although it's kind of easy when you only have 2 seasons as a team. 210 points total, 4th in the constructors, and 71% of their races they finished in the points. 2021, 77 points, 7th in the constructors, a big step back with the new regulations. Actually, no, last year with the old regulations, but of course, they were hurt badly by the changes to the floor. And we heard Otmar Safnauer complaining about that incessantly throughout the whole year. 7th in constructors, as I said, and only 36% points finishes. 2022, first year of the new regulations, things somehow got even worse. 55 points, but still 7th, and 41% points finishes, somehow higher than 2021. But I think 2021 they got kind of lucky with quite a few very good results. You know, Vettel getting a podium in Baku, for example. 2023 brought in an all-new car concept, and it had a massive improvement. I think going from Vettel to Alonso also helped quite a bit. But still, 280 points total, 5th in the constructors, arguably 4th. They were pretty close with McLaren at the end there, and 70% points finishes, which is actually worse than 2020. But I think Stroll had a worse season this past year in 2023 than in 2020, so I think that kind of accounts for part of that. So of course, for team principals, Mike Crack, he's been there for 2 years, and he's now the third most longest tenured team principal in F1 just from those 2 years, showing that there's been a lot of change up at the top, and of course, you know, maybe that'll change even further in the coming weeks. Team technical director Dan Fallows, I believe last year was his first full year, came in pretty late, didn't really have a chance to start with the initial car, I believe in 2022, but I guess he would have started 2022 if he saw last year that year's car. But yeah, they poached him from Red Bull, and his first proper car, the 2023 car, was a massive success. So I think expectations will be fairly high. I know in the articles I've seen online, them alongside with McLaren, Ferrari, and Mercedes are looked at as the teams that could potentially challenge Red Bull. So obviously a lot higher expectations than last year, where it was just let's see if they can fight with Alpine and McLaren. This year they're being talked about as a team that could potentially challenge Red Bull. I do think that, given that they ended 2023 as the weakest of those 4 teams, I think it'll be hard for them to, unless they make another massive step up in the winter, I think it'll be hard for them to compete with Red Bull or with any of those other teams I mentioned. I think realistically, they're probably going to be fighting for 4th or 5th. Don't know who with, but That being said, if they could compete at the front and Alonso can have one last go at a title fight, I think that would be great for the sport. So I think for Aston Martin, I think after the second half of the last season where things kind of went off the rails, they're going to be hoping for a lot more of the first half of the season, a lot less of that second half of the season. So that's all for my preview talking about Aston Martin season. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.